Dr. Quinn, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. And look, we really need to stay hyper vigilant about just maintaining precautions and just being aware that we're not out of the storm. I've been doing a lot of research, and a lot of research is pointing to the fact that even though things are starting to level out in some places and even possibly getting a little bit better, we're still not out of the storm. And I have a lot of patients asking me about the warm weather. Well, there was a paper that was released by a major Harvard researcher, and he indicated that with the warmer weather, there might be a 20% reduction in transmission, but that's not enough. I mean, we're still not out of the storm yet, and we still need to maintain all the precautions, including social distancing, as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. 20% is not a lot there, Dr. Quinn. So you do have concerns about people not social distancing enough.
Right. I mean, the deal is it's very difficult and it can be frustrating. But I mean, there was a big report from the World Health Organization. And in this report, the World Health Organization really warned everyone not to get too comfortable because, basically we're not at the end of the wave. I mean, it's getting a little bit better in some places, but what they worry about is another peak within this wave, meaning that it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And then the World Health Organization is also warning that there's a high probability that we'll probably have another wave in the fall season that can be the same time that we can have the flu season. So this is very scary as well because an individual could possibly suffer from coronavirus infection and a flu infection. And I just want to add, it's really important that everyone get their flu shot coming in July and August and September so that we can prepare ourselves so that we can be somewhat more ready than not.
So we've seen there's been backlash about face coverings and masks too here lately. How does that slow the spread of the virus? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, basically with the facial coverage, a lot of it is about not only, it's about protecting other people because remember, 80%, according to the CDC and World Health Organization, 80% of individuals that contract COVID-19 have mild to moderate symptoms. And some of these symptoms are so mild, they don't even know that they have it. So they're what's called carriers. And these individuals are going about their day, communicating, interacting with others, but potentially spreading the virus. By wearing the face mask, what it does is it helps to protect other people that they come into contact with, especially vulnerable people who include senior citizens and people with chronic medical conditions. That's why it's so important that everybody take what I call personal responsibility and wear a mask and continue social distancing as much as possible because we have to look out not only for ourselves, but for everyone else in our community so that many people, especially the vulnerable people with these chronic medical conditions, can continue to survive.
Yeah, we just can't reiterate that enough. And I was out and about this morning. I feel like I saw it was half and half. Half of the people were wearing the mask and half were not. And I just want to get this one last question in before I let you go. What would you say to people who want to travel this summer? How can we do it safely?
Oh, it's going to be tough. I mean, the airlines, the different transportation organizations, they're taking all the precautions that they possibly can, and they're releasing information daily about the responsible measures that they're taking. But what I advise people, if possible, and I talked to my daughter because she's staying with us here from New York right now, and her mother's in California. I advised her, I said, look, for this summer, let's just stay put here in Mississippi. And I advise everyone to only travel when absolutely necessary.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Quinn. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon again. We appreciate you giving this helpful medical advice.